now I'm going to put it on the page. 3 minutes. Oh, 2 minutes. Who the hell is friending me in the middle of my... Oh, shower. Okay. He's a guest on week 4. All right. I wonder if Sid has hooked up the... I'll never know. What? Oh, 8 o'clock. You know, it's delayed. Welcome to Billy Bullion's Cocktail Hour. It's an evening of staying at home. We're going to try to have one of these every Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Time, Chicago time, until we don't have to. We'll just do ordinary things like playing records, lighting a fire, and having a cocktail. Yours don't have to be alcoholic, mine are. We're going to chat with a couple friends over Zoom, stuff like that. Heck, we're going to take some of your questions, so feel free to write a question in the comments of this Facebook Live event. I want to take time out to thank Sid Feldman for putting this all together, because if it weren't for Sid, I'd just pretty much just be sitting on my couch having a cocktail right now. All right. So the elephant in the room is that we're all stuck at home. And I just want to say one thing. Like when we go to the store and we're obeying the rules. We're staying 6 feet away from everybody. We're wearing masks. But there's just a few people who aren't doing it right. And it makes me paranoid. It makes me think that I'm going to die when I get home. They just sort of walk right by, doop-de-doop, as if they never heard about social distancing or wearing a mask. Now, I'm going to give everybody a break because May 1st is the day in Illinois where you're legally supposed to wear a mask. But how many people, are getting sick because you're just not doing... All right, I could go on. But people at grocery stores... Hey, let's take a tour of our studio. Let's see. This is the couch. You saw me sitting on it. Let's see. Over here, this is the bar. We'll be visiting this very shortly. It's not really a bar. It's just the corner of the basement with a table in it and some mixers. There's back here the bookshelf that makes me look intellectual. I don't think I've opened any of these books in 3 years. Art. Over behind here we have our fireplace. This is one of 2. We have one upstairs as well. And on the mantle is the flag that we found in a storage space in the house when we bought it. It's got 48 stars, so it probably dates to when the house was built. Here on the table, I'm following my friend Peg Burr's example of using Brecht as a coaster. He's a very good holder-up of drinks. And then over here, I've got a little music station set up with a couple of selections that we may play during the evening. And that brings us back right here. Tonight's guests. We're going to have some guests on Zoom. assuming that Sid gets it set up. I don't, Sid, if you're out there, I'm not getting the Zoom invitation, which would really be awkward if we don't get. Let me look at my. It's not in my email, and it's not on Zoom. So I'll be, and don't text me because my phone is the camera. So send me an email with the Zoom link, won't you, Sid, if you're watching tonight? Anyway, when we get the Zoom set up, our guests will be, coincidentally, our producer, Sid Feldman, also the head writer for The Conspirators and my partner in crime. I don't think we've committed too many crimes together. Our second guest is Hollywood writer and director Steve Pink, all the way from Hollywood. And then after that, we have the CEO and executive director of the Columbia Memorial Space Center, Mr. Ben Dicko. Right, well, I've gone through my first cue sheet. Let's go make that cocktail. This week's cocktail is the Manhattan. It consists of 2 ounces of 100 proof rye, 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, bitters, and a garnish. And I have some descriptive copy here. Like all legendary things, like Stonehenge or the Ark of the Covenant, the origins of the Manhattan remain shrouded in mystery and speculation. This is a copy that Sid wrote. Some say it was invented at the Manhattan Club in New York in 1860, whilst others disagree. Sid wrote the word whilst. Anyway, we got 2 ounces. Woo! One lead we have is from a bartender named William F. Mulhall, who worked at the Hoffman House for 30 years, starting in the 1880s. He claimed the Manhattan was invented by a man named Black, who tended bar south of Houston in the 1860s. We're going to hire some staff writers very shortly who can help me with better copy than that. Or, you know, write your favorite Manhattan story. Okay. Did you notice the little Manhattan bar napkin? Is that showing on the camera? Bitters. And a garnish. I like these darker cherries, these Bing cherries, or as some humorist wrote, Bada Bing cherries. Italian Americans are funny. There we are. Stir it with the magical mirror ball stirring spoon. Et voila. Oh, that's really good. All right. I'm going to put on a record. Wrecked as a coaster. This is an album called Taboo, The Exotic Sounds of Arthur Lyman. It's an Exotica record. Now we're not sure of the sound mix, so this may be louder than I am, or it may be quieter than I am. I don't know. We're just going to see how this show works. I wonder if that's picking up. All right. I just got an email from Sid with a Zoom link. Really, that's what the show is. We're going to be sitting on a couch, drinking Manhattan. what's in the paper. I actually get this. Now we know how loud it is. Much better. I have a subscription to the Chicago Tribune printed version. Sunday only. But I get the paper, so let's read the paper. I always like to start with the sports. There's like 6 pages. The sports third. I'm being asked to turn the music back up now by our camera person. How's that? Are you getting comments on there? Oh, okay, great. It's not drowning Billy out. Anyway, the joke is, boy, the sports section is small. In here. Coronavirus. Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The obituaries are longer than the sports section. 2020. Let's see what we got in the main body of the paper. John Cass. Illinois officials say the state is hitting its peak. So am I. I'm also stricken by the amount of full-page ads by hospitals saying that their employees are heroes. Please spend your money at this hospital because people that work there are heroes. Also, a full-page ad costs $20,000? $30,000? Oh, another one of my favorite problems with the measures against COVID-19 is that they're closing all the restaurants and bars, so the rats who usually hang out behind them are starving and therefore invading residential areas to find their food source. So, coming to a dumpster near you. Oh, a full-page ad for a bank. They're here with us. We're all in this together. Here's a whole bunch of sad people wearing masks. At least I think they're sad. I can't tell. They're wearing masks. Here's a full-page ad for a car dealership. Well, oh, this is awesome. So there's this whole feature article called Chicago Flashback. Is anybody familiar with No Man's Land on the North Shore? I mostly grew up in Evanston, and what we knew as No Man's Land was that strip of land between Howard Street and the southern border of the Calvary Cemetery, where the Chicago police really didn't pay attention to what was going on. So we thought that was No Man's Land. Turns out there was this whole giant strip of land, like 20 acres, something like that, between Wilmette and Kenilworth, that neither Wilmette nor Kenilworth nor Winnetka would claim. And the residents there refused to pay their fire department, police tax. They didn't want to pay any taxes. They had complete liberty, as we call it. So they lived there, and then it kind of turned into a den of iniquity during the Prohibition, and before. The North Shore is known for its kind of Victorian values, and so they were turning their noses up at this little strip of land, which had by now bars and theaters with risque films playing and things like that. And the giant theater that used to be there burned down. Weird, it caught fire. Huh. So they called the fire department. When Wilmette said, hey, you didn't pay for fire department. And Winnetka said, hey, you didn't pay for fire department, so we're not going to come out. So it kept burning and burning and burning, burning, burning. Finally, Evanston came up. They said, you know what, let's put this fucking fire out. So the Evanston Fire Department rose up, started putting the fire started going down, and then Winnetka said, excuse me, and turned off the hydrant they were using. So it burned to the ground. So it kind of fell on poorer times, and eventually it's said that the mafia kind of came in and started taking over operations. So there were casinos there, there was gambling, all in this little stretch of land on the North Shore, which you wouldn't expect. Now that's covered by Plaza del Lago Shopping Center, which has very kind of upscale stores in it for the ladies of the area, and some men. And then this giant retirement home on the lake, and a beach. But no man's land. There's a story about that in the Chicago Tribune. All right, well, our next bit, I'm going to try and get this hooked up here. First of all, one of the beauties of Facebook is that it tells me whose birthday it is. So I'm going to wish happy birthday, and I don't know if you're watching, so this is funny, to Amy Harmon, one of my great friends and collaborators. It's the birthday of a friend of mine whose name on Facebook is false and would not like to be known that that's their account, so happy birthday to them. Happy birthday to Derek Van Barum. Who knew? And happy birthday to a much better raconteur than I, Ian Belknap. Happy birthday, Ian. I'm sure you're watching. All right, let's get that Zoom invite. Sid is inviting you to a scheduled Zoom meeting. Let's see if I can get in there. Ooh, join with video. Okay, cool. I'll put this on top of Greg. Sid is kind of my Larry David. You know, he writes all the jokes, and he's kind of a curmudgeon, and I'm kind of the Jerry Seinfeld. I'm filthy rich and supremely talented, and together we do a really, we make a lot of good comedy. Sid's still not letting me in. Let me take this reminder to write some questions in the comments. I may answer your questions. Hey, a little green light turned on. Hey, Sid. Hey, Sid. Sid? Okay. Sid, I'm not hearing you. You're talking about something, I'm not hearing anything. Sid? Sid? I can't hear you. I can't.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can totally hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, great. So, as you can see, I'm in my house.
No,
Yes.
I can't see that.
My COVID setup.
Sid, you know how you...
I can't see that. Right here.
Sid, there's a delay and I can't see it.
Okay. Hold on. So, let me... Okay. So, are we good? Am I all set now?
Yeah, I'm getting feedback from that other thing.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me... Okay.
Actually, Sid, that's all the time we have. So we're gonna turn it off. off. And thank you, Sid Feldman, ladies and gentlemen. Sid Feldman showing me how to use Zoom. Great. Let's see what's next. I haven't been drinking yet. Ah, there we go, because the next thing I have to do is make another drink. That's why I chugged that a little bit. Oh! All right. Another legend has the Manhattan being invented by Jenny Jerome, a.k.a. Lady Randolph Churchill, Winston Churchill's mother. For a party in honor of presidential candidate Samuel J. Tilden in 1874. But don't you believe it? So this is terrible copy. But don't you believe it? She was in England giving birth to little Winston. To quote David Wondrich of the Daily Beast, it's horseshit. His words, not mine. We have these little segments. I realize cue cards are a hard thing to manipulate while you're trying to make a drink. So I may even have a bartender next week. It's too bad no human being can be in the room with me. Bitters? Garnish. Great. Put another ice cube in there. Cherry juice. All right. Next we have another guest. Okay. How's that music? Okay, it's just going to play. Let's see here. Oh, look at that background. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome screenwriter and director. Where's my drink? Screenwriter and director, Mr. Steve Pink.
Hey. Sorry about the delay. That's my fault. You know, I was told to bring my drink and I'd forgotten it, so I had to go get it.
Nice. Turn off your Facebook Live so that we don't have this 6-second delay. Right? You see that? Yeah.
I'm not on Facebook.
Well, I'm here. Oh, you know who's doing that? Sid. Sid,
Turn off your shit.
mute your shit, Sid.
I'll text you.
I'm here. Oh, you know who's doing that? Sid. Sid's the producer.
That's not me.
Okay.
I've never had this problem.
Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me.
Yeah, it's you.
All right. Oh my God. All right. Oh, hey, it went away. It was me.
Awesome.
Which is great, because now I have to go back to Facebook to find questions later. Okay. Thank you for showing me how to work this stuff.
Hey, how long did I delay you, by the way? I just want to know in terms of live television, like.
Oh, was there dead air?
Yeah, how much dead air was there?
Really not much at all. And you have such an awesome background.
Oh yeah, this is my, where we're headed background.
Nice, because telephone poles are a thing of the past.
Yeah, I mean, then we could also do,
So, Steve, what are you drinking tonight? As always, we'll get Steve's recipe up onto our Facebook page. Steve, what you got?
Well, I mean, it's either called, these aren't very clever, they're just maybe topical.
I love topical drinks.
Yeah, I mean, this is the, I use either the Corona sunrise,
which is kind of a synonym for sunrise.
right? Corona sunrise. Oh, right, that's true. Corona sun. Oh no, right. Yeah, Corona sunrise. Or what was I forgot what I called it. I think I was calling it like the light that heals or something. So it's like so coronavirus is the light that heals.
Nice. What are the ingredients of your Corona sunrise?
It is vodka, of course, and that's it. I know, let me close this thing. I hope I don't disconnect. Well, I'm just going to get this out of the way.
Let's find out.
So this is vodka, a splash of Amaro, some lime, and a splash of sparkling blood orange soda.
Nice.
Basically.
Delicious. We will post that that recipe on the Facebook page.
It's a summer drink. It's really hot here in LA, and so we made summer. It's basically a summer spritzer of a kind.
Yeah. With a nod to multiculturalism.
Is it?
Well, you know, they have those oranges in Spain.
Oh, right. I didn't know that.
So, Steve, for people who don't know you, you wrote High Fidelity.
What?
For people who don't know you, there's like 5.
Right.
You wrote High Fidelity, Grosse Point Blank, and other films. You directed Hot Tub Time Machine, Accepted, and tons of TV. First question, why are you talking to me?
Oh, well, because a long time ago, Sid got me out of a bad situation. You know, it wasn't exactly like a money gambling bribe, but, you know, I probably, would have gone to jail for a long time had he not saved me. He took the fall, did 18 months.
This is when you guys were like in 7th grade?
Yeah, when we went to juvie, thank you. That's the joke, actually. Yeah, Sid stood in for me and went to juvie for 18 days. And so ever since then I've owed him money. Well, that wasn't a very good joke, but,
I appreciate you taking the time to be here with us now. How have things changed for you during the this kind of weird lockdown that we're in? Have you noticed that people in grocery stores still stand too close?
I have noticed that.
Some of them don't wear masks.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry.
Look, the thing that I have to keep reminding people, or what I feel like, people have to really take in. I think because we're creatures of habit, because we have this desire to have this civilization that was built for thousands of years and all that kind of stuff. I don't think we take viscerally in sometimes what's happening. The example I would give you is I was picking up sushi for my family, right? And all of LA is shut down. You're on a busy LA street. It's all darkness except for the one Japanese restaurant, right, that's open, and everybody stands outside. Everyone's familiar with this routine now. And, social distance, only one person is let in at a time. And some guy kept, gesticulating wildly, with his mask on and, harumphing, being like, why is this taking so long? I mean, am I right? It's taking so long. Am I right? And I was like...
I want my sushi!
Yeah, I want my sushi. And I'm like, it was all I could do not to murder him. Suddenly he just start stabbing him. I mean, not that he'd probably end up murdering me, but I was like, wait a minute. Dude, let's really take in the obvious. The entire city, all of your surroundings are completely shut down. Nothing is open for blocks. I can stand in the middle of the street right now, right on 3rd Street, just stand there for 2 minutes before a car is going to pass.
Amazing.
And, blah, blah, blah. So it's just take it in. We're in the global pandemic. You're standing in a dark street with a mask on. Dude. So I just think that every time something weird happens, you just have to be like, oh, global pandemic. Otherwise, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're wrong. You're a bad person.
And have you been working?
Well, yeah, I mean, I got work to do.
I guess you can write, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting paid to do anything, no. But, most of my life is not getting paid to do anything, I mean, most of it, it's either getting paid, like anything else. If I'm selling writing or if I happen to be directing, and I'm sure as shit not directing right now, I'm not doing anything. time writing. I'm writing. I was doing a movie in Cleveland. We were about 7 weeks out when the movie went down. So I'm still writing that movie as we speak because people still have hopes that we will then kind of relaunch it in the summer. It's very hard to write jokes like in a funny, it's a funny big musical, and it's hard to write that
in a pandemic.
Yeah, and during a pandemic, I'm like, that's so funny.
Yeah.
And then of course everyone's acting like it's still really going to happen, so it's like weird pressure and deadline.
Right, and then they'll say, well, we had to push it back 60 days, and yeah.
Yeah, or 2 years. But all that said, I want it to be in a context. Like, I'm very grateful and very lucky. Like, my family is healthy. I'm in a house. I'm in my own house, and I am healthy myself. And I'm just really, really grateful because things are really, really rough out there for millions of people. And so I feel that deeply pretty much every day.
Yeah. I hear you.
So I can't complain, or I'm just
now might be a great time to bust out the 9/11 jokes we've been suppressing for 20 years.
Right?
Yeah, because
funny.
That's passé, right? Yeah. So Sid told me lots of stories about you over the years, and he always says, oh, Steve Pink's coming to town, and all that stuff. One story he said.
He doesn't have that many friends. You know what I mean?
Well, that's true. He does mention you a lot. Yeah.
Right. So like, if you have no friends, I mean, it does seem like, oh, I'm fancy because he's mentioning me. But if you really dig into that, you'll find
that you're his friend.
Than anyone.
And really, you're only his friend because in 7th grade he went to juvie for you.
Yeah, for juvie. Yeah, I could literally just have a small string of hardware stores here in Los Angeles, and he would just be like, hey, my buddy Steve Pink's coming from LA because I'm home. So.
But anyway, one story he told me actually came from you. What's the deal between you and Mick Jagger?
Oh, yeah.
Apparently there's bad blood?
But the fact that Mick Jagger and I are best friends.
Oh, is that what it is? I'm looking at my notes here. Okay, yeah. What is the deal between? Yeah. What is it with you and Mick Jagger?
Mick Jagger and I are best friends. That's I would call the title of the story. I'm very, very lucky to be best friends with Mick Jagger. Not everybody gets to be, best friends with one of the greatest, rock icons of all time. We became best friends when. You want me to tell the story?
Yes, please do.
So
my card says insert Mick Jagger story here. So
Okay. Sid's good at his job. Okay, so I didn't know if I was going to tell Okay, so I'm telling the Mick Jagger story. So the Mick Jagger story goes like this. So sometimes, as like anything else, as a writer, you get a call. Like if you're lucky, you get a call someday. And say, hey, someone has an idea and they want to pitch it to you or whatever. So I get a call one day that Mick Jagger, who has been in movies, and has produced movies, put out a call for writers who would be interested in writing a music comedy, a contemporary music comedy, based on The Prince and the Pauper, right? So pretty easy idea. Like rock star, sick of his rock star life, decides to get a doppelganger or his twin to.
Because I'm sure there's somebody who looks just like Mick Jagger out there.
Well, no, I mean, he's going to produce it. You find a guy, whatever he plays.
I know, and yeah.
Right. So he's like, okay, and then whatever, and then the rock star he switches places with the regular person, blah blah blah, and comedy and music ensue. So they're like, go to the Four Seasons, and I worked up kind of a light pitch. I wasn't really sure what he'd be interested, what his point of attack was, but okay. I worked up a small pitch just so I had something to say. I go into the Four Seasons in Beverly Hills, and this is kind of early in my career, so I hadn't been in the Four Seasons that much, and I'm going down the hallway at the hotel. All the doors look the same, right? They're hotel rooms, they're all symmetrical. I knock on the door, and this kind of beautiful, very. Did we just get disconnected?
No, you're still here.
Okay.
We're here.
Okay.
Dying to hear who opens the door.
What?
I'm dying to hear who opens the door.
Super sophisticated British woman, of course, right? She's like, oh yes, hello, oh yes, Steve Pink, yeah, Steve Pink, oh yes. I'm like, yeah, Steve Pink, the writer. Oh Mick's over there. You can just go and speak with Mick. And I'm like, okay. And I walk in, and it's like the ceilings are like 25 feet tall. And the whole inside is 2 floors. And she walks up the stairs to a balcony, and I swear to God, the main floor, so it was like Willy Wonka, right? Because you're going through a normal door, but like when you go in, it's like 5,000 square feet.
Oh my God.
This massive place. I'm like, wow, they carved it out inside. Okay, so now I'm already in like another planet, because I'm like in this like weird giant space inside the Four Seasons. There's a giant, this is like circa 2000 something, so there's one of those giant widescreen televisions, which is just like huge, right? It's just like this huge like tank of a thing, like 60-inch television. And there's Mick Jagger, like sitting on this like the super round half moon couch around this huge television. That's the only place to sit. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll go and sit down. So I wanted to like position myself like at a kind of angle that I could talk with him.
Not too far, but not too close.
Right, which is weird because it's this huge couch. He's like,
Good. That's a very good Mick Jagger.
That's all I got. Like,
Okay. Hello.
You could probably do it better than me. So I'll try. I'll keep trying. So he's watching track and field. Now you guys could look up the year. I'm pretty sure it was the Tokyo World Championships. I love track, so I was like, oh, track. So there was a track and field meet on. It was in Tokyo. I think it was the World Championships. So whatever year it was in Japan in that era. And he's like, sprinters, And I'm like, okay, do you like track? I'm like, yeah, I love track, Mick Jagger. Okay. 40 minutes go by. He's staring at the television. He won't look at me. He's just like lounging and looking at the track, and then occasionally reacting. And like, I'm sitting there because he's Mick Jagger. What am I supposed to do?
Well, yeah, he should call the meeting and say, now we're going to do this.
Yeah, call the meeting to order, Mick Jagger. What am I supposed to do? Like, track. He would say comments, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to interrupt him and go, hey, Rockstar, you want to stop fucking watching track so that I can pitch you your Prince and the Pauper idea? Like, I don't fucking know. What am I supposed to do? So I'm like getting super nervous, trying not to like sweat through my whole thing, making weird comments. I don't remember what they were, but they were probably along the lines of like, oh yeah, the relay. I like the 400 relay. That's a good event. Like, yeah.
He's better at the 800 than the 1500.
Yeah, cool how they pass the baton in the synchronized fashion. You know how they do the thing? Like, what the fuck?
We all had to learn that in high school, yeah.
Yeah. 40 minutes go by. Finally, he turns to me. He's like, and I'm like, okay, what's it? He's like, so you thought about my idea? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, it's about, the friends. I tell him his own log on back to me. He goes, yeah, thank you for coming. Okay. All right. Well, something. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't, and this is all hazy, I realize, but I'm not sure what happened. Like, he didn't want me to pitch. He seemed like he was getting up. The woman returns. I'm like, oh, meeting's over. Like, And I'm like, okay, bye. He's like, nice to meet you. Yeah, very nice. I'm like, yeah, okay, thanks. Nice to meet you too. I leave. I'm thinking, oh, maybe he just wanted to get to know me. I don't know. The next day, my agents call me, and I had not ever been yelled at by an agent before. Like, she calls me, my agent. She goes, "What the fuck, man?" And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "What the fuck did you say to Mick Jagger?" I'm like, "Nothing. I don't know. What do you mean?" She's like, "Fucking Mick Jagger is furious. He called the agency today. He's fucking furious with you and with us. Like, you apparently went into the fucking hotel and you just watched track for 40 minutes? Like, that's all you did is watch track? Like, what the fuck, dude?" And I was like, and I told her the story. I was like, "It was Mick Jagger. He just went." He's like, "Oh, this is bad, man. This is bad." He feels like all you wanted to do was meet Mick Jagger. So you
posed as a Hollywood writer.
So you could meet Mick Jagger, and they were all super freaked out because they thought Mick Jagger would be the agency, and I was getting yelled at, and finally I got mad, and I was like, "Hey, fuck you, I'm the guy, I don't know what the fuck, it was his meeting, he didn't call it, fuck Mick Jagger." What did you say?
And now you're best friends.
And now we're best friends, and I have that story to tell. So yes, I was somewhere out there in the back in this huge encyclopedia of all of Mick Jagger's experiences. From, you can imagine, like, it's the totality of his entire life experience. Some little particle in that vast experience
is you pissing him off.
Is me pissing him off. I don't know if it's that great a story, but it's a story that Sid told me that afternoon.
So, Steve, I need you to look into your email. Sid has sent you a script. Now, I know your roots are in acting, and are you ever going to get back on stage, you think? Anyway,
I'm not good at acting.
I have a part for you. Have you opened up this script here?
I have. It says. Should I say what it says?
Not yet. This is something we called a cold read. Sid has sent you a scene from a classic movie. Take a minute to open it. This is Sid's dialogue here.
Okay.
You will be reading the Richard Gere part, and I'll read the stage directions and play the other part. Now I'm going to give you some direction. I don't really.
Richard Gere part.
Yeah, I don't need you to do a Richard Gere impersonation. Okay, I'm directing Steve Pink. Think leading man. Just be yourself, and just think leading man when you.
I'm going to go with a different background.
Okay. So, all right. So I'm going to read the stage directions and the other part. So Steve will be reading the part of Edward, and I'll be reading the part of Vivian.
We'll just go this one again, just because it's a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. Vivian is.
So wait. Can I just read it for a second, or should I just cold read?
No, it's cold read.
Okay.
Cold read.
Okay.
Here we go. No, yes, I would like you to study this part, and by the end of tonight, come up with something that I can use.
I really do. I'm really starting to pray, by the way, that only you and me are on to do. I'm just saying.
I'm pretty much sure that that's the case. Maybe Sid's still on there. Anyway, so interior, penthouse bedroom, day. Vivian is wearing her yellow dress. She stares at herself in the bedroom mirror. Her hair, her makeup. She realizes how different she is now. Realizes that she likes it. Edward comes out of the bathroom. He crosses to the closet for a tie. Vivian, here, let me.
By the way, we have 80 viewers currently.
Oh, not bad. Thank you, Sid.
So apologies to the people who thought this would be a good one.
So Vivian says, here, let me. She comes over, starts to tie his tie for him. He's very aware of the closeness of her. She smiles at him. He smiles. Puts his hand on her, stopping her for a moment. Looking up, she sees that he is serious now. No more jokes. He releases her hand.
Oh, right. That's me. One more night and you're finally rid of me.
Yeah, you've been pretty tough to take.
I have to go to New York tomorrow.
Vivian says nothing.
But I'll be back in Los Angeles soon. I'd like to see you again. I thought we could work something out, an arrangement.
Vivian is silent.
I'll get you an apartment. Buy you a car.
Vivian sighs, letting something go inside. Finished with his tie, she turns away.
What is it?
What else? You gonna leave me some cash by the bed when you pass through town?
It wouldn't be like that. I want you to
Yeah, we'll go back. Can we edit that back out? Okay. What else? You gonna leave me some cash by the bed when you pass through town?
Wouldn't be like that. I want you to get off the street. You'll have a different kind of life. What's wrong with that?
I'm sorry. That's very sweet, Edward. And you know I mean it. And I know you mean it.
Vivian, I thought about this a lot. This is the best solution.
Shakes her head no. Then continues tying his tie. You know, I have a monologue here. When I was a little girl, my mother locked me in the attic. When I was bad, which was pretty often, I'd stare out the window there and make believe I was a princess trapped in a tower by the wicked queen. Then suddenly a knight on a white horse with his bright colors would ride up, rescue me from the tower, and then we'd ride off. But never, ever in all the times I had that dream did the knight say, "Come on, baby, I'll put you up in a great condo." She finishes his...
Life is not a fairy tale.
I know. Hey, don't mind me. I'm being stupid. I think about it, okay? It's a real good offer for a whore.
I've never treated you like a... Wait, I got this one. Hold on. I've never treated you like a whore.
Here comes the button. You just did. And scene.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank Steve Pink for being with us tonight. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you very much.
That was really good stuff, man.
I feel like I was great.
Right. Get off then.
Get off then.
Silent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Steve Pink. I think he hasn't acted in a film in a long time, so that was a really good thing. Now I have to bring Facebook back up so I can take your questions. Here's Facebook. Oh, look, I have 24 notifications. Okay, let's look at this. Comments. Oh, we've got a lot of people recommending I use a wireless mic. Let me look in my drawer. Sarah, can you get closer because the volume is low? Yes, they need a mic. There's a whole dialogue going here about the sound. Here's a question. Oh, first I have to sing the song. We're off to read some mail for you. It's as fun as it can be. Though I'm getting old and your questions are bold, I'll be as honest as I can be. Your memes and jokes and the fun you poke is never aimed at me. And do I have an answer for you? Well, we'll see. Well, we'll see. All right, let's look. So here's a question from Dolores Klugman of Northfield, Illinois, and Clearwater, Florida, 3 weeks every winter. My granddaughter is 7 years old, and I was hoping someday to take her to see Damn Yankees someday. With all this corona business, when do you think I'm going to be able to take her to see Damn Yankees? Oh, this is important. She gets bar mitzvahed in 2026, and I am 82 years old. Well, though I work in the theater, I'm not necessarily an expert on when Broadway is going to reopen and whether Damn Yankees is actually playing on Broadway. But I'm pretty sure that someone meeting her bat mitzvah can get in to see Damn Yankees. Oh, here's another question from Margaret Sohn, or St. John in Rogers Park. I have auditioned for you twice. Both were for parts I know I was perfect for. What could I have done better? And I have a follow-up. Margaret, I totally remember that day. My recommendation is, breathe, let things happen as they may. This opportunity may not be the one for you, but the next one might be. And I don't see your follow-up here, so maybe you took my advice. Question 3. Michael St. Bryce from Oak Park. Thanks, Rachel, for all that you do. Your recipe for high-fat, low-carb, 7-layer burrito was a hit. Question, do you have a good recipe for a tres leches cake? I don't think that question was meant for me. Here's another question. Frank L. Gorski from Beverly. I'm wondering if the conspirators are taking submissions for your 2022 season. I know you tend to do political and funny. Have I got funny? Thank you, and MAGA. I don't think Frank Gorski is familiar really with what the conspirators do. I would recommend going to conspirewithme.org and looking and see what kind of shows we do, and that they're always written by Sid Feldman. I'm sorry, you mouthed something? Oh, what did I say? Oh, it's conspirewithus.org, not conspirewithme.org. Who knows where that'll take you? All right. It's time to go back to the bar. Just in time. All right, we're going to make a third one. So now we have a recipe for Manhattan clam chowder. It's delish, says Sid. It's red and maybe... You know what, Sid? I can't do this. Everybody knows Manhattan clam chowder sucks. It's the worst. Of all the clam chowders, it's terrible. New England clam chowder is the only way to go. Manhattan clam chowder, I don't know. It's like a spaghetti tomato soup masquerading as a clam chowder. I guess there's clams, and I guess there's potatoes, which makes it a clam chowder. But you know what? Fuck Manhattan clam chowder. New England clam chowder is what you need on a cold day. I'm just not going to promote it. All right. Always put the tops back on your bottles. I'm going to go change the record because we have a very special event up next. After I get my garnish. These are good. I don't know how long it's been here. All right, I'm going to go change the record. You want to point that at the record and then go get our next guest? All right. That was side one of Taboo, the exotic sounds of Arthur Lyman. Our next record is Speak and Spell by Depeche Mode. And the inimitable hit, Just Can't Get Enough. It's the second to last cut. Remember when you had to figure out where the second to last cut was? Might be skipping. All right, here's... Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to play with Captain Steve Rogers! Come here, Steve! Come here, buddy! Come here! Come here! Uppies! 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 Oh, want a treat? Here's a treat! It's Steve! It's Captain Steve Rogers! It's Captain Steve! Steve, sit! High five! High five! Good boy! He does a high five! Okay, Steve, give me a paw! Okay, there's a treat! You just can't get enough! He's my Steve! Oh, you want a treat? Here's a treat! Steve! Steve! Here's another treat! There's another treat. Oh boy. Oh boy. Come here. Sit. High five. Yeah. And I just can't get... Let's take a tour, Steve. And I just can't get enough. Okay, buddy. Here's another treat. Sit. Stand up. Yeah, he almost did it on the couch. This is Captain Steve Rogers. He's going to be 5 years old in June. He's wearing his favorite sweater. Oh, he made it. Oh! Yes! You love those treats. You love treats. You love treats. Sit. High five. Yeah! And I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. All right. Captain Steve Rogers, the Boston Terrier. Ladies and gentlemen. Wave bye-bye, Steve. Wave. Sit. Wave. Wave. Does he wave? Say bye-bye. 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 He's doing one leg. He's a good man. All right. Captain Steve. Okay, Steve. Go find your go to the green room. Good boy. All right. Now undo the smart thing and take off Facebook again. Turn on the Zoom. Oh, hey Steve. What are you doing here? All right. I pinned. Let me turn the sound back on. I pinned Ben on.
Hey Ben, I'll shut up and let Ben do his part.
Let's welcome.
Can I not still watch? Am I supposed to go on?
Oh, you can totally watch. I mean, you know, you get it in real time on the. Yeah, just.
I have to turn off my mic.
And turn off Sid's mic. Let's welcome Columbia Memorial Space Center CEO and Executive Director, Mr. Ben Dicko.
Cheers.
Cheers, Ben. Going okay? It's nice to see your face, man.
Nice to see you too. It's been too long.
It has. What are you drinking tonight?
This is an old fashioned. I figured your premiere episode should be the first cocktail.
Was it the first cocktail?
That's the legend. Yeah.
Huh.
That's the legend.
Was it called a new fashion when they invented it?
Maybe it was just in fashion when they invented it. The fashion.
What is the ingredients of your old fashioned?
Well, by the way, isn't this supposed to be online pretty soon? Anyway, it is sugar, bitters,
yes,
a little bit of orange, muddle it, squish it up, put an ice cube in it, 2 ounces of rye whiskey, drink it down.
Excellent. We will be posting this recipe on our Facebook page. Thank you, Ben.
You got it.
Hey, so Sid was telling me that you were telling him that, and you told me before, that the Space Museum's origins are a very interesting thing. This is the Columbia Memorial Space Center in Downey, California. It didn't start out as a museum. Go ahead. Tell me the story, Ben.
Well, the Space Center has been around. It's been open since 2009. Thank you. It's been open since 2009, but it's on the grounds of very historic space, very historic place. Dates back to 1929 as an aircraft manufacturing plant in Downey, which is, for those of you around the world, that's about 7 miles south of downtown LA.
Not far from Whittier.
Yeah, not too far. They're kind of in our neighborhood a little bit. But nobody goes over to Whittier. Anyway.
If my ex is watching, we love Whittier.
In World War II, about 15 to 20% of all the airplanes, American airplanes for the war, were built on our location. And then, right after the war, we became the headquarters for the Space Information Systems Division of North American Aviation, which was the place where all the rocket engines were developed. And then in 1961, we got the contract for the Apollo program. So all the Apollo spacecraft that went to the moon were designed and built on our site, rolled right off the assembly line. And then in 1971, we got the contract for the space shuttle. So
cool.
Built on our site. So we're a very historic place, and the museum was built after aerospace got bought by Boeing, and everybody closed down, everybody lost their job, and nobody knew what to do with the place.
That's just a little addendum at the end there.
It's an American story, really.
Very nice. Well, besides doing that whole science thing, because right now, you know, science is debatable, right? I mean, some people believe in it and some people don't.
Nobody debates science. No.
That's true, because debate would ruin their whole position.
You come to Downey and talk to me about that someday.
debate would ruin the whole against position.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
but besides doing science, tell me a little bit about your theatrical venture, the Captured Oral Fantasy Theater in Los Angeles.
Could you say that again? I didn't hear you.
I believe I was referring to Captured Oral Fantasy Theater.
.com. Yeah. Well, you know about this. This dates back.
Dude, I'm interviewing you.
I know, sorry. Well, we're telling the world this, right?
Yes.
Should I be looking in the camera or looking at
No, the camera's on the screen of my laptop.
Okay, but the camera on my laptop, I don't know where. Anyway. So yeah, Capture Oral Fantasy Theater, man. It started back, I think, in the 60s. Our friend Ben Ziola started doing this stuff for his friend. We did it back in the 90s in Chicago in the finest dive bars.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there. And then in 2008, we brought it to LA, and we've been doing it ever since. 12 years. Capture Oral Fantasy, visiting your favorite haunts. We've been in deep, dark ballrooms in downtown LA, and we've played, I don't know, big theaters in town. We did the Amundsen Theater.
No shit.
Yeah.
I was
the Amundsen Theater at the Los Angeles Public Library.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But you're like the darling of LA Weekly, though. Every time you put on a show, LA Weekly's like, oh my god, you have to go.
That's very nice of you to say, but the weekly these days are about 5 pages stapled together. So
kind of like the sports section right now in the Chicago Tribune. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, but we do a lot. We do.
I love it. So how has the virus affected your museum? I imagine you're not open.
We're not open. Nope, we've been closed since March 16th, I think. Yeah, I'm also the director of the library for the city of Downey, so the library actually has been closed also.
Where do I get my free internet?
What was that?
Where do I get my free internet?
Actually, if you sign up for a library card online, you can get all kinds of free stuff from the Downey City Library, and we would love to have a Chicago customer.
Oh, nice. Oh, challenge accepted.
All right, let's do it. All of those out there, all 80 viewers up there.
Get into that Downey, get that sweet, sweet Downey library card.
Exactly. Listen, you can stream 30,000 movies from us. You can get the New York Times for free. You can get 160,000 ebooks for free from the Downey City Library.
Can I get my Chicago Tribune subscription for free?
No, absolutely not. But the New York Times, yes.
Okay, that might be that's a more national paper. And then what about so you're at home, and how's your home life? Have you noticed that people in grocery stores are just being jerks sometimes? They're like too close to you and not wearing masks. Have you noticed this?
You know what? I haven't, and I'll tell you why. I haven't been in a grocery store for 6 weeks. I don't. So I have asthma, and it's been a little,
You're in one of the groups. You're in a high-risk group.
I'm in a group, so Laurel, my wife, goes out and she does all the grocery shopping. I do all the cooking, but she does the shopping. So she goes out once a week with her mask and gloves and the whole thing. So I've driven by. I try to take a drive every once in a while just to see what the hell the world looks like.
She throws her elbows out and brings home the potatoes.
She's the gatherer. I am the cooking nurturer.
So you haven't noticed any people being jerks out there because you haven't been out there?
No, basically, exactly.
Okay, cool. Because they're being jerks. I don't know. I mentioned something at the top of tonight's show, and in the middle. Yeah. Oh, really? How did it look? I hear the sound is a little low.
No, I think the sound's perfect for the venue.
Oh, because Lisa Brightman said it was too low. All right. So, next item. I know you're an actor. I've seen you nail auditions. I trust you. So we're not going to subject you to the cold read.
Oh.
We made Steve Pink do the cold read. But we do have something we call Pop Quiz.
Really?
Yes. I have a series of not numbered questions. Oh, wait. Hold it.
May I say something?
6 questions. Yes.
On behalf of being the president of the museum.
Oh, yeah, go.
This is the first dress shirt I've worn in 6 weeks since we closed down. I wore it for you.
I wear these shirts every single freaking day, but then as soon as we're working from home, not anymore. But I dressed up for
Oh, we really appreciate that. And your $50 million endowment is in the mail.
Yeah. If only.
Hey, just sell plots of land on Mars. You can,
Yeah, sure. I have an Apollo capsule in storage. We'll see. What's the street value?
How much you want for that Apollo? Hey, man, I hear you got an Apollo capsule.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, here's the quiz. Question 1. When was the first space shuttle flight? And we will need the exact date.
Oh, God. April 12th, 1981.
That is correct, ladies and gentlemen. Ben Dicko knows when the first shuttle flight happened. All right.
I think it was almost 20 years to the day of Alan Shepard's flight, the first American in space.
Ooh, nice. And I'm sure they planned it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're really good at planning and things happening exactly on time. Question 2. What are the heat-resistant tiles on the space shuttle made out of?
Ooh, it's like glass. It's like it's a crazy fiberglass silicon-based melange.
That's a very specific. Has a very specific name, though.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good question. I always call them the heat tiles.
Huh?
I will tell you this though. I have met the guys who designed that and baked those things, and I've met the people who actually put them on the bottom of the shuttle.
Oh my God!
I would say one of the best things about this job is I know people who worked on every single system of the Apollo craft and the shuttlecraft, and these are guys who are like, I'm driving them home. They're in their 90s, and like, hey, so what'd you do? And they're like, oh yeah, I remember I just got out of high school and I was wrapping this thing. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, oh yeah, it was the umbilical cord for Ed White's first spacewalk. It's like I spent all night wrapping it in gold foil. I'm like, what? So,
amazing.
Yeah. Anyway,
so we'll give you that, but the answer is the Li 900 quartz silica.
Oh, that's not okay. Yes.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
So we'll give you credit for that for the name dropping, though.
All right, I'll note that.
Question 3. How do two solid rocket boosters, how much, I guess, would be the way it should be typed, how much do two solid rocket boosters each weigh when empty?
When empty?
Yes. When empty. How much does a solid rocket booster weigh when empty?
Well, here's the thing. So when the solid rocket booster actually expels all of its propellant,
yes,
it's popped off the top of the rocket itself, right? Because that's
right.
where the parachutes are and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So if you're talking about like the full booster with the cone on top,
don't forget your drink.
Oh yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
I don't know, 50,000 pounds.
185,000 pounds.
I was only half wrong.
That's true. But think of tons. You might have been, if there were tons, you would have been correct.
That's true. I should have said it.
Okay. Number 4. How many space shuttle flights did Jeffrey A. Hoffman make?
1.
No, he made 5.
Really? Wow. That's awesome. He's never visited. He should visit the Space Center sometime.
Jeffrey, if you're watching tonight, go to the Space Center. Come on. You're going to be treated like a king.
Every shuttle astronaut who comes to the Space Center, we ask you to sign your name on your mission. We have mission plaques for every mission. So
have you had Mae Jameson?
No, but I did have.
She's fucking amazing.
I party with her last year.
Nice, nice.
And here's a good story. So the very first museum job I ever had was at the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago.
Oh, really? Tell me more.
Like an activity curriculum book around Bill Curtis's old show, The New Explorers.
The New Explorers. With Bill Curtis.
My very first assignment was for the Mae Jemison flight. I had to turn the video that he did into a hands-on science activity for like 5th or 8th grade. That's my first museum job ever. So I see Mae Jemison last year at this cocktail party, and I don't get close to her until the end of the party. I'm like, hey, just wanted to tell you that you're part of the reason why I'm still in this job, because that was my first assignment, and I completely didn't make any sense.
You geeked on Mae Jameson?
she just kind of looked at me and was like, "Oh, that's nice, Chicago," and then walked away.
Was that for the event that we had? I worked, as you know, I worked with you at the Museum of Science and
That
Industry.
is true. That's all I know. Yeah.
So was that part of that when Mae Jameson did the uplink? And we had it in the West Theater up on the screen.
Oh, that was during the mission.
Yeah.
No, this was like 2 years after her mission.
Oh, okay.
So
that was
a TV show.
Oh, okay. So that was after that. Well, we had her. We had her on that big screen. All right. Here's the extra credit question.
Get to it.
Where did Jeffrey A. Hoffman get his bachelor's degree?
Purdue.
Sorry, Amherst College. So I guess you're not such a smarty pants after all.
Not at all. Nope. All I do is I sit in an office, take a lot of phone calls, dress in a shirt.
Wearing that shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Billy, have you seen the double boiler?
I'm sorry. Hold on a second. What?
Have you seen the double boiler? I make it here.
I think she's saying double boiler.
It should be under the sink.
Yeah, no, I looked there. It's not there.
Can this wait?
Not really. I'm in the middle of these gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free cupcakes, and they're pretty sensitive. So
Okay.
I can wait. It's okay.
Yeah. I'll be right back. No, it's gotta be. Hold on.
Yeah, sure.
No, that's not another boiler. That's
Hold on.
that's a strainer. That's a strainer.
Oh, the sister. Yeah. I was looking for this one too.
Okay.
Sounds good. Yeah. Were you watching Trump?
We were not watching Trump. We were on the phone. I wish I had been watching. Oh, Bailey's back. I'm going back.
Okay. All right. See you. Hi.
Hi.
Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome, sweetness.
Anytime.
Hey.
Ben Dicko, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Ben, for spending your time with us tonight.
Of course. It's really good to see you, and I miss you terribly.
Same here, and I was hoping to go to LA this summer, and maybe I won't. Because
I was hoping. I think I have a free ticket on United actually to get back to Chicago, and that's.
yeah, I was going to go see the Cubs play the Cardinals in London in June, and I canceled that. So anyway, thank you, Ben.
You got it. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Take care, man.
Excellent. Ben Dicko of the Columbia Memorial Space Museum Center in Downey, California. And he's off. Okay. All right. Now we're going to take another moment to make another Manhattan over here. Those chairs are good. Oh, I've got my cue cards. Hold on. Okay. All right. Like all legendary things, such as Stonehenge or the Ark of the Covenant, the origins of the Manhattan remain shrouded in mystery and speculation. Some say it was invented at the Manhattan Club in New York in 1860, whilst I already read this. Sorry. Said it was shitty the first time, and now it's shitty the second time. 2 ounces. 2 1/3 ounces. 1 ounce. You know that body position that people stand in? It's this one, which says, I am drunk. I'll stand like this. Bitters. We're going to try and take more questions. So if you have a question about anything, type it into the Facebook page. Really, I had to read the fake questions. There were no questions except like complaining about the sound. Hold on. There's a dog barking upstairs. I don't know what he wants. Okay. Oh, shit. Segment 12. Oh, we're going to take questions now. We're off to read some mail for you. It's fun as it can be. And though I'm getting old and your questions are bold, I'll be as honest as I can be. Your memes and jokes and funs you poke are never aimed at me. Ta-da! Okay. I'm going to call up Facebook again. Remember when I tried to call up Facebook and it was making noise in the background? And I accused Sid of doing it, but it wasn't Sid. Alright, let's look for the comments. There's still only 5 comments. Wait a minute. I don't have any questions. Wait. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong link. I want to look at... Oh shit. It's making noise. Okay, hold on. Here's a question. How many of those are you going to drink? LOLOL. Well, clearly the number begins with 4. Sebi Harrison, who is actually Sebi Wolf, asks, what is your favorite meme you've seen in the Trump era? Sebi is 5 years old, and I don't know what a meme is. Sydney Feldman joined. Pretty funt. Christine DeThomas says pretty funt. She mistyped, and you can't change it on these. Better now. Oh, she changed it. Thank you, Christine. Laura Patton Van Buskirk asks, who was your first true love? Believe it or not, Facebook friend Diane Goldring. Are you out there watching? I bet some of your friends are watching. You were my first true love. It's true, but I told you that. I'm looking at questions. People are now messaging me questions. What did I just watch? I don't know, man. That was from David. Lee Barrett. 5? What are you looking at? I'm looking at screen and then the camera. Candlin High says hi. Kathleen Schendelmeyer of Chicago asks, where are you? I'm in the basement of my beautiful home in the northwest side of Chicago. Okay, let's see what else. Do you ever expect a Spanish-in physician? Anybody who knows me knows that I love Monty Python. You, sir, are hammered, says Dog Julin, who ought to know, having witnessed him drink 7 brandy and cokes and still perform an entire set of power pop music. Q-Bit. Are you calling for line? Yes. These aren't in order, so I don't know when you asked about these things. Oh, there's Ben. There's Ben's dad asking you. Okay. Some of these questions, I don't know. I don't know the answer to this. No. Yes. 24. Day after Wednesday. No, it's not a cravat. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. What are you at? You know, you guys. I wasn't going to do this, but I have an airplane bottle of Jägermeister that I'm just, I'm getting stressed out because I have to go to the store, and there's people in line at the store who are not 6 feet away from me, and who are not wearing masks either. Now I know it's only April, but Jaeger should be served cold. Mark Prott asks, what's the answer? 84? No, wait, what's the one? The universe one? Okay. Yeah, this is really hard. Okay, I'm going to give you the guests for next week. Okay. 42. 42, Kathleen gave it. The answer is 42. My favorite bourbon. I don't like bourbon. Oh, 2 fucking potheads have said 42 now. Okay. We're going to try and do this next week. I have to wash that shot down. We have very special guests. Professional musician Doug Julin will be will be our special Zoom guest next week. Doug has a band and he has written songs, and he's a radio personality. Also, Sully. No, not the airplane pilot. Carrie Sullivan of the Factory Theater, who's really funny and engaging. And from the Steppenwolf Theater, Mr. Levi DeMose will be our other guest. We have 3 guests. And I guess when... Sorry, I'm not on camera. They're going to talk to each other, apparently, because the joke was that Ben was supposed to be standing there, but Steve saved the dead air. Steve hates dead air. All right. Now I'm going to play some soft rock and maybe do a sing along. We'll see. I'm going to go play a record. Hold on. I'm going to close this. Oh, God. Hold on. Thanks for turning off the record. The next record is Olivia Newton-John, who's really from Australia. And this is just a song that's been kind of hitting close to home for me lately. Can we hear it? Might be too loud. There was a time when I was in a hurry as you are. I was like you. There was a day when I had to tell my point of view. I was like you. There was a day when I just had to down. Have you never been mellow? Have you never tried doing something from inside? I knew you've never been happy. Have you never let someone else be strong? Da-na-na-na, running around as you do, with your head up in the clouds. I was like you. shoes off, close your eyes. I was like you. Understand. Never meant to take your hand. Have you never been mellow?
Have you never tried to find comfort from inside? Have you never been happy just to hear your song? Have you never let someone else be strong? If you could see me now,
Hey, Billy, are you still watching Pretty Woman down there? Seemed kind of like a weird version, but it was kind of cool. Billy?
She'd rather be alone. If you could only see me now. If I could hold you now. Just for a moment, if I could make you mine.
Are you taping yourself sleeping?
Turn back the hands of time.
What's going on here? What a mess.
If I could only hold you now.
How do you turn this thing off? What is it?
I've been too long